What's going on, guys? BOR Leclerc here, and as you can probably tell just by the intro there, I have left ESR. But anyway, what I'm doing here is bringing you round 17, 16, something like that, of URL Season 2 F2 at Japan. As you can see, our previous lap was invalidated, so this is us doing a do or die attempt here to try and get a better qualifying position, because at the moment we are currently P9. So we're throwing it through the S section here, throwing caution to the wind just a little bit as Expert Armand, our title rival, retires from the session. I believe he's up in like P3 or something ridiculous like that at the moment. STB Mouldy retiring, so everyone's pretty much retiring, so it's basically just us on the track just now, I think. Got plenty of clear air ahead of us, as you can tell by the map. Going through into the Kobayashi hairpin, as I like to call it, just because of all those moves that Kobayashi pulled off through his short F1 career. So as you can see on the Delta, we're about 4.5 tenths up. Going on the approach to Spoon Corner, and we do lose a little bit of time through the entry phase, but we do gain it right back upon exit, which is good, obviously. So that's us now on the run up to 130R, where we're going to then brace ourselves for the braking point for the chicane, because 130R is obviously a flat out corner. So through 130R onto the braking point for the final chicane, and we're now going across the what is effectively the final corner and across the line to go P7 at the moment, and I believe that is where it stands at the end. Sorry for a lack of stand-ins in terms of race positions this race. Yeah, there you go. But like for the race, you won't actually see the stand-ins because I prematurely ended recording. So anyway, we're on to the race. As you can see, it's pushing it down. 5 lights are out, and away we go. And we actually get a decent-ish start, and we do separate, or we do go straight between STB Mouldy and Expert Armand, our title rival. I'm not sure if we forced Armand off the track there or not, but I think we're okay for now because he's still behind us, so at least I don't think we did too much to him there. And that has us gone from P6 because of a 5-place penalty for someone that qualified ahead of us. I think it was Chubby Bunny. So that's us up into P3 now, which is a bloody good start from us. And I was amazed that I got this good start because of the fact that I do tend to struggle in the wet compared to some folk like Sammy. Set a bloody good time in like Canada wet time trial, I believe. As you can see, someone's gone off the track there. I'm not sure who that was, but that's us up into P2. So yeah, as I was saying, Sammy, he did a bloody good time in time trial in practice, at least I think. As you saw on the left there, I think there was a bit of wall floating in the middle of the track there. So yeah, I do need to watch out for that, because if I get too close to that, it will destroy my car, and then that's race over. So I think you'll see me keeping to the left, no, to the right, I mean, out of the hairpin there, just to avoid that. But yeah, Sammy set a bloody good time in time trial. I'll leave a link to YT Slicks' YouTube channel, because him and Sammy were live streaming the F2 race here on Twitch. I think it was on Mixer, but I'll leave a link to YT Slicks' YouTube channel so that you can go check his stuff out, if I remember to leave a description with the link, obviously. But anyway, yeah, that's us started lap 2 there, and we're now going to go into the hairpin here, and as you will see, boom, and that's us taken out. Brilliant. Now we've got to be careful with trying to rejoin the track, because if we go too much to the left there with not enough lock to the right, then it probably would have disqualified us. And there you go again, with the wall floating in the mid-air for some reason. Not sure why that is. That must be a glitch with Cody's part, so GG Cody's on that. But yeah, at this point I wasn't a very happy bunny, as you could imagine, getting taken out. I mean, Pucklenut apologised after the race, and I was like, yeah, cool, sort of thing. So I did, you know, keep calm after the race, sort of thing. Like, didn't let it bother me afterwards, because there's no point because he did quite clearly state that it was an accident, so there's no need to get upset about it if it was an accident. If it was deliberate, then yeah, I'd have every right to be pissed off, but it was an accident, so I just said, yeah, no worries, mate, don't worry about it, and move on. So anyway, on to the end of lap 6, starting lap 7, and as you can see, I have pitted for a set of inters. I believe Brownsy also pitted for inters, so yeah, I think we did a good job at trying to close the gap to Groundsy and Almond after they're getting spun out there at the hairpin. And yeah, we're on the, or we're closing up quite rapidly here to Float and I, who stayed out one lap, probably too long on the wets. I remember at this point I was listening to the live stream when they saw me pitting for inters, they were like, oh, it's too soon. And I was like, no, it's not. And they soon changed their mind on the live stream when they saw me pull off that overtake that you just seen just there, because that just showcased that the inters are now the better tyre to be on. So yeah, on to the end of lap 7 now, and I believe Almond is coming out the pits, but I don't think we've exactly gained enough time on him to perform a nice undercut on him. And yeah, there you go, we are behind Almond, but we have closed in quite rapidly on him and Groundsy. Because like with the full wets, like I do struggle with them more than I do with the inters, but obviously you can't use the inters in extreme wets because otherwise, yeah, you'll just spin off a lot unless you're clever like I was in the Singapore race, if you remember. If you've watched that one, where I basically, because it was heavy rain for about 5 minutes, I decided to brave it out on the inters so that I didn't have to make an extra pit stop, and that ended up winning me the race. But you've got to be really careful if you want to try and pull off an inters in extreme wets. Anyway, Groundsy set the fastest lap, I then proceed to set the fastest lap, and at this point I realised that, yeah, they're going to be pushing like fucking crazy now because of the fact that like, they know I've got a lot of pace now, so they're going to be pushing like crazy to try and keep ahead of me. And as you can see, we have closed up quite big time here on Expert Almond, who I believe is probably starting to struggle in these, like, inter conditions. I'm not sure if maybe he gets on better with the inters. Anyway, on to lap 10. And as you can see, Expert and Groundsy are sort of very close. We've fallen back a little bit here. And Groundsy's gone off. And, ooh, bloody hell, we nearly went off trying to avoid him because he didn't ghost. So, yeah, we've lost a bit of time there to Expert, but not to worry. We just got to wait for the grass that did get on our tyres to scrub off, and then we'll be good. And lo and behold, end of lap 11, fastest lap. So, I think it was very tight between the fastest lap of me and Almond at that lap. So, yeah, it was pretty tight. And then on to the end of lap 12. Almond doesn't set a fastest lap, but we do. And yeah, we're pushing a bit harder than what Almond is, obviously, because like we've got to try and build up as much of a lead in the championship as we can for when we miss the Brazil race, which is obviously on the 17th of February. Obviously this race took place a few weeks ago, but I'm a bit behind on the recordings. So yeah, I'm trying to catch up, but not just in terms of trying to gain points in the standings for when I missed the race, but also catch up. And oh my god, Almond's gone off as well there, bloody hell. As I was saying, well, that's us into the lead actually. Bloody hell, I didn't even realise that there. So yeah, we're into the lead at this point, and yeah, we just cruise and we pit for new tyres because those tyres were starting to go off quite badly. So fresh set of tyres, and I believe that's us down to second, yes, because Groundsy has stayed out a bit longer than us. And yeah, we're going to try and obviously regain the lead if we can. I'm not sure if Groundsy's still got to pit again or not, but we'll find out shortly. Anyway, so on to the end of lap 17, around the final corner, and I believe, do we set a fastest lap? No, we don't, but as you can see, Groundsy's in the pits and we take the lead. And I'm sorry guys, but that is pretty much where we stayed. So we're going through 130R, and like you should have seen in the live stream the reaction that they had with the fact that I'm about to post another fastest lap, because basically like Singapore, Malaysia, and now Japan. We've claimed fastest laps, and like we've just been pushing for fastest laps for some reason. I don't know what's got into us, because normally we're not good for that sort of thing. But yeah, we've been posting a few fastest laps, and this section of clips here is the best I could do with regards to getting you a like results screen as such, because as I said, I forgot to well, I didn't forget, but I prematurely hit record too early, which resulted in us not getting a results screen. So yeah, here we go. I believe it's just Atomic Ship that's got to cross the line now, because the other two below him are a lap down. And what is the AI doing there? I have no idea. But yeah, that's a good haul of points for us in the Constructors, I think, as well, for me and Atomic, who is my teammate. So we should be a step closer, hopefully, to gaining the Constructors title. I don't think we've got the Constructors in the standings screen that I'm about to put up just yet, but I will try and get them for the USA highlights, which I believe I will be adding to the end of this video, just to make the video a bit longer, because this is a bit of a short and very boring video. So yeah, there's the standings. Obviously P1 Japan, that's us now 9 points out front in the standings. And now I'm going to hit the stop commentating button, and I will put in the USA highlights. And here we are with USA, and basically yeah, I've had a bit of a bad quali here with USA. So yeah, as you can see, I just went P6, I think that was. My first lap wasn't exactly representative, and neither was this one, in all honesty, because first lap had screen freeze. This lap wasn't exactly the best, it was more of a banker lap. So the one that we're on just now is basically the one where I try and do my best. As we all know, throughout this URL season, that qualifying has never been my strong point. So it's just a case of trying to lose as little time as or as a small amount of positions as possible. As you can see though, we are 5/10 up. We do lose a little bit of time coming onto the straight though, because we don't get as good a traction coming out of the corner. But we are on a lighter fuel load now, obviously, because we've burnt quite a bit of fuel. These tyres are obviously a couple of laps old now as well, or they will be, because of the fact that we've had to basically do 2 runs to try and get a good grid position. That P6, as you can see, is now dropped down to P7, because obviously everyone else is going quicker. As you can see, we're about 4/10 up, so we have lost a bit of time in the middle sector and through the little twisty section back there, because we were 5/10 up, but we're now about 4/10 up. There we go, now into the 5/10 again, and now it's just around the final corner. I believe we are the last person across the line, so where does this lap put us? P3? Wow! Fucking hell, that's actually a decent quali for us. So yeah, P3, and obviously at this point I started thinking, right, P3, there is a strong possibility we could win this race, because when I do qualify well, I almost always win, because I don't have to spend so much time fighting my way through the field. But anyway, 5 lights are out, and yeah, we do go to the inside, but we see that the other 2 have done that as well, so we try to take the wider line. As you can see, someone does try to dive bomb us a little bit, but luckily there's no contact, or at least I didn't feel any. Apparently there was, though, according to whoever it was that clipped us, but I didn't feel anything, so I just kept on going. As you can see, Chubby Bunny has basically just floored it from here on out. So now it's a matter of trying to pass Groundsy so that we can try and chase after Chubby Bunny as well. Because I reckon we've probably got more chance of passing Chubby Bunny than what Groundsy does. No offence to him, but we do tend to have better race pace than him on most weekends. Because he tends to basically do better than us in quali, so... But then we seem to more often than not outdo him in the race, which is why we're obviously in the championship fight. But Groundsy is a good racer, so I don't expect him to, you know, make it easy for me as we run a bit deep into the hairpin there at the end of the long straight. And now we're going through the section here, and we're going to brake and take a wide sort of line. Got to watch yourself though through there, because people do like to dive bomb you through into that like sort of like stadium section, just because Fernando Alonso did it in like 2016 or some shit against Felipe Massa. So yeah, so this is the end of lap 1, and we haven't lost too much time, which is obviously a good thing. We do tend to do pretty well in Sector 3. I think Sector 3 was a strong point in practicing, at least for this race. Sector 3 did tend to be a strong point of mine, where I could basically, you know, purple sector it consistently. But obviously, that was just in practice. Obviously, there's people that I was practicing with that like, obviously, you know, people in this race that weren't there when I practiced, so there is the chance that these other people might end up doing a better job at Sector 3 than what I do, but I felt like I had pretty good pace through Sector 3, so we're going to take the normal line through here, and yeah, Groundsy's decided to dive bomb us, which made our rear end come out. Hand of anger goes up, and I was not happy with that. I felt that was a bit too aggressive, and then we clip his his right rear there with our left front, which put us into a slide and has now put my teammate on our case. But I just tried, although I was pissed off, I tried to remain calm, and obviously, as you're about to see, I then go for a move up the inside of Groundsy to see how he likes being dive bombed. And the difference here is that I obviously pull off the dive bomb nice and cleanly with no contact, so you know, Groundsy, if you're going to pull off a dive bomb, please try and do it cleanly in future. Anyway, so on to the end of lap 5, and we do pit for a fresh set of supers, I think it is, that we're about to put on. As you can see, we're dropping through the field here at this point because, like, obviously, lots of people decided to take their tyres on a little bit longer than what we did, but I felt like a nice undercut was the way to go. Just because, like, I wanted to try and close the gap on Chubby Bunny a bit, because I needed to, I felt like the win was possible, so I thought undercut and then get track position sort of thing. But unfortunately, I caught these guys up a bit quicker than what I was anticipating, which probably lost us a bit of time, unfortunately. But not to worry. And yeah, we do have a little look there. I didn't expect him to run deep. I was just going to slot in behind him, but our little look ski put him off a bit there, and he ran too deep. So that was us up into P7. Yeah, pretty decent overtake there. Obviously forcing him into a mistake led to us gaining that one. And now we're on the back of Beast Tornadoes here, who I believe is new to the league. I'm not sure why they felt the need to add new drivers at this late stage of the season rather than add the drivers for the Season 3, I believe. As you can see, we've taken a while to activate DRS there, so that's why we weren't pulling on him very much. So back up into P3 after quite a few people have pitted. Vigeland was started on the Super Soft, so it is effectively a net P2, I think. Because, oh no, wait, no, it's a net P1, I think, because was it, like, as you can see now that we're on lap 9, we're up to P2, but as you can see, Chubby Bunny is just way too quick for us. He must be running a lot skinnier wings than what I was, because he just breezes past us there, even before the DRS zone, to be honest. And that's us down to P3. We do try and hang in there, but not much we can do, because he's on tyres that are about 2 laps fresher than us, and yeah, he's running a lot less downforce than us, and is still able to be pretty damn quick in the corners. So I think we've gone the wrong way with the setup there, but not to worry. There's always Mexico. Oh, as you can see there, Chubby Bunny's actually almost lost it there, and that's enabled us to get sort of like have a look at fighting back now. So we do have a little look, but we don't actually follow through with it. He does run a little bit deep, and then we get some really good traction compared to him. We go up the inside end, screen freeze, and now all of a sudden he's 2 seconds ahead of us. Thanks a lot, Cody's. Thanks a fucking lot. That could have been us into the net race lead again there if that hadn't have happened. But, oh well. shit happens, not to worry. So anyway, on to lap 16 now, and I believe what you're about to see is me kindly getting out of the way of Atomic Ship, because he was considerably faster than me at this stage of the race, so I thought I'd best not hold him up, because he might be able to get a win for us to take us a step closer to the Constructors' Championship, which you will see in the state of the Constructors' standings as well as the driver standings at the end of this section of the video, which will be probably the end of the video, because I haven't actually got the standings for Mexico yet to be able to update them for the Mexico video. So lap 18 we pit, we get a 5-second stop go for speeding in the pits, which was unfortunate. Totally missed my braking point. I did contemplate a change of wing there, but decided against it in the end. So yeah, that's us down to P5. It might even be P6 by the time. Yeah, it's P6 now. So yeah, we're now on to the end of lap 19, and we have closed up to whoever that is ahead of us. I believe it's Atomic Ship. Yes, we have also just set a fastest lap of the race. I don't think we're going to be holding fastest lap for much longer, because there's people seeming to be pitting for ultras to the end sort of thing. So it's probably best that we hope that we don't exactly... well, not hope, but like, it's probably best to assume that we're not going to get the fastest lap. As you can see, we've caught up to Groundsy here, not quite within DRS there. We do brake extremely late there, just because we are a late breaker. As you can see, a bit of purple in sector 2, but I don't expect any fastest laps or anything. So Groundsy's trying to protect himself from doing what we did to him. So we go for a sort of switchback line, we get better traction out the corner, and because we're on softer tyres and newer tyres than him, we try to hold it around the outside, which then becomes the inside, cut the corner a little bit, but it doesn't give us any warnings or illegal overtake notifications, so I decided to keep the position. If it came up with a, like, you know, illegal overtake or a warning at least for corner cutting, then yeah, I would have gave it back, but no, the game said it was perfectly fine, so I was happy with that. So yeah, because obviously it's on strict, so the game would have been immediately on to me saying, "Oh, you corner cut" or whatever. At which point, yeah, that's the one thing about the game that probably does work, is the strict corner cut setting. So. Anyway, this is lap 23 now. We're on the back of Riggle and Wazza, and I believe my teammate Wazza's actually had a tank slap or something through there. So that's us now up into P3, and now we're right behind Atomic Ship. I'm not sure. And yeah, we've gone to the inside line there, because I just had a feeling that Wazza was going to dive bomb it, so I just thought cover that. I do know some of these drivers, or their way of thinking when it comes to driving pretty well, so I can sort of predict what some of them do, or are going to do, and then just cover it off. So yeah, that was pretty easy to cover off. Was a dive bomb there, because as you saw earlier, he did try to dive bomb back at Atomic Ship, but obviously to no success. So yeah, we're behind Atomic Ship here, and he is having a bar connection thing there, so I'm hoping he doesn't lag into me or anything. And then it's just gone red X, and I believe he's going too slowly. That's a DC. Damn it, he's DC'd, I think. Yep, there you go, DC'd. Damn it, he just has no luck, man. If he hadn't had as many DCs, and if I hadn't missed so many races, then we probably, it would have been just between us two for the title rather than me and Almond. But hey ho, on the end of lap 28, we crossed the line for a brilliant P2. It's still points gained on Almond, so no need to be disheartened by the fact that we didn't win. Anyway, onto the podium, and as you'll probably notice there's practically an Englishman with the Union Jack, a Scotsman with me, and an Irishman on the top step. So if you want to make an Englishman, Irishman and a Scotsman joke, then feel free to submit them in the comments below, and yeah, I'll have a laugh at them when I read the comments over, because I always do try to read the comments for you guys. So yeah, brilliant. Back to showing the podium again, obviously, because I forgot to last time. It says 10-second penalty. I don't know why it does that, because it's actually just only applying 5 seconds worth of penalties, because it's a 5-second stop go. It just seems to be a weird thing with Cody's. But yeah, it was only a 5-second stop go with the penalties. So anyway, on to the standings here, and as you can see, P2, that gives us a 17-point lead heading into Mexico. Hassel 122.5 ahead of Williams. I believe the way it sits is that if we manage to maintain at least an 86-point lead going out of Mexico, after Mexico, then we are Constructors Champions with 2 races to spare. So yeah, we could win the Constructors at the next race. Let's hope we can do it. Anyway, that's going to wrap up the video, guys. Sorry if it's a bit too long compared to usual, but I had to make it longer because of the shortness of the first part. Anyway, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time.